Good afternoon, here's Victor speaking. Uh, by popular demands, I want to make an English video about the TFO Helper. I apologize in advance, English is not my native language, but there is no English guide how to install and use the TFO Helper. So what I'm trying to do now is show you how to install the program, how to use the program, and for the more advanced users, how to export and import um, certain certain personal files with personal inputs. I'll show you in the end of the video. First, I go to the program. I leave a link in the description. Um, You can choose to download the latest version. It's right here. If you already have um, the program, you can scroll to the last page and you can download. Here it is. An update. Well, I'm sorry. Here it is, the latest update, and it is just a case of copy the content of this folder into your existing folder and overwrite. That's all. Going back to the first page, I'm going to download the English version. I already have it, but just to show you, I have a Dutch interface, so but it should be the same. Um, you encounter this screen and you click on downloading. It says it's too big to control for viruses. I click download anyway, and well, I already have it here, so I'm not going to download it again, but it is a zip file. I can close this and I go to my map where I keep the here's the map where I keep the phishing programs, phishing files. Now, well, I'm gonna show you how to install it. It's just yeah, a simple task of putting the archive, unpacking the archive. I'm unpacking it, and I already have it, so I will override and I click up yes to everything. Oh, because I already prepared it and I have opened it, it's not going to work. But believe me, normally you get this map, English TFO Helper. If you click on it, you can see the TFO Helper exit. If you open it for the first time, maybe your virus or firewall program will try to sorry, try to see if it's a safe program, because it's not used very often, so it's not familiar with the most virus programs, but it is a safe program. If you open it, you come to a, let me look if I have it already. Yes. Um, Here is the opened program. You have to use your name. Well, in this case, I call it tester. In your case, you have to fill in your own name or whatever you want to do. I click full with columns, and I click OK. Um, this one doesn't have any personal data from me in it, but it's does have some inputs from Pilgrim. As you can see, here is my inputs, here's Pilgrim's inputs. When I uncheck this box, the point Pilgrim well put in disappeared. What can you do? You can scroll to the maps, for instance Ukraine. You can see there are a lot of points already inputted by Pilgrim. When I click on one of those points, I can see bluegill. That means that on this position you can catch bluegill. Um, Pilgrim is Russian, so he has Russian notes. You can translate it in Google and make your own adjustments. I show you how to do that. Um, I'm not going to translate it through Google because I have to open lots of fences. But I'm sure you know how to do it. I can say uh, you can catch them with a small hook during the evening. That's not very helpful what I did, but because you can fill in the time you catch him. Well, he says you can catch this fish around the clock, but there are fish that only you can only catch at night. So if that's the case, I'm gonna screw around a bit with this. You can uncheck the around the clock and at night. Um, you can change anything. You can say, well, I catch it with a thunderstorm, and I catch it with a worm. Um, I click OK, and I click on the bluegill. Double click, I'm sorry. Here you can see the baits and the lures that I use to catch bluegill. Again, this info is in Russian, but you can translate it through Google. I did, and there's a lot of useful information. Um, Also, you can edit it if you save a. Well, let's say I don't catch it on maggots. I'm going to remove this, and I'm going to go back, and you can see the maggot is gone. I can say I catch it on mayfly, and there is the mayfly. It's as easy as that. You can catch them on two points in Ukraine. The next tab I want to show you is the fish list. You can scroll around and search your fish. For instance, I want to catch the sablefish. Here are the baits that I can use. And if I double click, oh, I'm sorry, here I can see, I can edit the information, the basic information about the hook size and the depth and time. In this case, it's not filled in. Let's see with the rand. Wait, but the rand is filled in. It's ground and half water. It best catch at morning, day, or evening. You can edit that as you will. Here are the options. You can choose any bait. Um, well, this everything is edible, and that's the great thing about this program. I click OK, and um, if I want to save, I click on Program and click Save All. Now it's saved my yeah, well, my edits. If you want to add your own spots, you let's say for instance you catch a fish here, and you want to edit what? You can say add fish point. Let's say I caught a tench, and I caught it in the morning at the ground, and I used the hook one. The leader I didn't care, but I caught it with a float rod. And next you want to say I caught it tench with well, I'm going to it's not the correct but I choose a worm just to make it easier. Universal baits, and um, I say um, depth meter. I can click OK, and you will see the point is added. When I click on the points, it's going to say all the things I just added. It's caught with a worm, which is not correct, but this is just an example. It's caught in the morning, hook 1, well, all the things I put in. It even says my personal notes, depth 1.5 meter. Um, it also appears in the general page about the tench. So you can see my spot is added, and you can catch it in Serbia and Russia. So there's a lot of information already in the system. The only thing with the fish list is that you can see, for instance, for the carp, there are such a large or of bait species, of bait kinds of bait. So it's really difficult to choose which bait is the best to catch this specific carp. What you can do instead is go to records and to go to records for the cur, and I choose carp. Now you can see there are quite a few less baits to catch this carp with, and those baits were used to catch trophy carps. So now you can choose easier how to catch really big carp with this. But it eliminates a lot of bait, and that makes it ideal in my opinion. For instance, the mollusk is catched only with fish offals. Now let's say the grass pike. Okay, there's still a lot of lures here, but it's uh, less than the general information. To show you that, I go back to data, and go to fish list and choose the grass bike. Where is it? Look, there are a lot of more options to choose from. Um, this is in a nutshell how the program works. If you make your own edits, you can export your edits by exporting data. Let's say I have made some points. We just made a point here. At this point, I made it. I added that to the program. I can choose to export this data, and I call it. Well, my name is Victor Jason. It already exists. Oh, whoa, 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 oh, wait. I make a mistake. I'm in my Dutch. I have to go to English. I can export it to my English TFO helper, and um, and the beauty of it is I can share it with my friends. So I can send it through email or through internet, and my friends can open the file and go to points and choose import, and they choose Victor and choose yes, and you can choose all the users, and I choose all the users. So now it's not overwriting the old data. I choose save all. I'm going to close this and again start on the TFO helper, and it's still there. You can do that with points, you can do that with records, it works the same way. You can do that with data, just feed list or the lure lists. You can export them as well and share it with your friends. On maps, you have two options to show the small maps. You can't zoom in, but you can choose to show the large map, and it's really large. Um, I'm sorry, I'm just a bit struggling here. Um, you have to navigate through these bars here, and you can see more details and put your fish points more accurately. I'm going to cancel this. Um, okay, I'm going back to the normal maps. This is about it. Um, the program is updated regularly. Even the newest lake, the DLC lake, NSI or NSC in Russia is added. And I hope you enjoy this program. It's really helpful, and I know my explanation was not the best one, but I hope I helped you a bit on the way. And further questions you can ask the developer, and that's Pilgrim. Thanks for listening and watching. Goodbye. This is Victor.